Alright, hi everyone. Looks I was able to have a little more daylight to squeeze another test in, and so I prepared another 9 feet of rope. And, now we're testing the custom knife factory T-90. I've been very, very, very curious about this just because, it's kind of controversial considering that, custom knife factory is more or less made in China, finished in Russia. That's all good, but at the heart of it, you really have to wonder about the knife steels and titanium and this and that. So, I don't exactly have another M390 kind of as a benchmark, but, now I have an AUS 8 and a CTS X HP. I think that's, I got some benchmark against that. Now, if this thing performs worse than the AUS 8, then or at least I know that this is probably not M390. But, I don't know why they would lie about it, besides for marketing things, but, just one way to find out, really. Just proof is in the pudding, and let's see if this pudding's any good. So, as usual, I'm taping off only 1 inch of the edge. Actually, since there's a slight curve, slight belly to it, let's see, it's actually a little bit less, so to kind of compensate that, but as with all tests so far, it's probably gonna just chew away, the front 1/4 inches and be testing about 1.5 inches. I should just go and test for 1.5 inches, but it's gonna become like 2 inches, so it's just gonna stick with that and hopefully it stays consistent. It's actually very thin behind the edge, for a knife this big because it's 0.020 to 0.022 inches behind the edge. For a big knife, that's pretty thin, especially for an EDC blade. It's a, decent sized stock. Yeah, my caliper is here. Cool. So, let's see this size of this blade stock. So, 0.1550. So, yeah, it's a pretty beefy knife. Let me turn that off. Alright, so I'm kind of running low on daylight, so I kind of need to hustle with this one. I'm really, really excited. Alright, let's see what we got here. Still in frame. Let's go. .32. I forgot to do an initial cut test. Well, actually, I'm still good. I'm still good because the front part of the tip is still fresh. So, this is fresh, and this is after 1 foot. Which, of course, there's really no change anyway. Let's see if I can grab one of these scrap receipt papers and see. Nothing, just... It's a fairly toothy factory edge, actually, so it was actually kind of chewing through that rope, really easily. Alright, first foot. .31 cuts. It is quite aggressive. I mean, I've actually probably had the easiest time with that. It's that toothy edge. I mean, it's still a factory edge right now. I think I cut out 1 shipping label with this. So it's pretty much a fresh edge. So, whoops. Completely missed. Is that the edge damage or is that the tape? Yeah, that was totally the tape. Oh, is that it? Oh, I don't feel anything. It's a very toothy edge. It's a tape that's catching it. But I guess it's still good. See a little bit of receipt paper. It's a fresh one. Oh yeah, there was no resistance there, so it's good. Which I'm not surprised. And man, this full flat grind is so nice. This is why I love FFGs. You know, I'm actually going to dull this down a little bit more so I can thin the edge down more. So I can actually lay the edge back a bit, drop it to a lower angle. I mean, factory edge, you know, I'm gonna guess probably 20-25-ish per side. Alright, let's keep going. And for a pretty boxy handle, it's actually pretty comfortable. $27. Ah, man, yeah, that tape is just being chewed away. Let's see. Still 1.5 inches. That's pretty good. Shoot, 1 bar left on battery. I wonder if I can get through all of this, so maybe I might be less chatty. Let's see. Alright, 29. Let's see, paper. Yep. Still push cutting just fine. Yeah, see? So, even if it does just kind of, even if it doesn't pass with flying colors, and it's like, it could still be M390, just under heat treated. That's a possibility. Or it's not M390, so I don't know. Alright. So, fit foot. I know some of the shots seems like I'm like rolling off and using that part of the edge. It's actually not. If you look at it, it's actually I actually put extra bit of tape there to kind of reinforce that. So I'm still within that, you know, inch and a half cutting edge range. So that was 28. All those little fuzzies. Yeah, still good. See if I take the corner off. Yeah, still good. Alright, 6 foot. 28. What's this? Yeah, just fine. Just fine. I'll be pissed that wasn't on camera as I didn't check, but alright. So, 7 foot. Alright, 28 again. So, here's something, with frame locks, I'm sure I'm losing daylight. But the traveling has gone over a good bit, but it's actually kind of, there it is. But yeah, you see, original lockup earlier was a little bit over. I, kind of don't like that about frame locks, but if the lock face is heat treated right, I shouldn't worry about it, but it's hard to say. Oh, cut test. One more piece of note. Alright. Oop, is that damaged? Oh, I have to walk that one a little bit. I feel a little something there, but let's not be so ambitious. Yeah? I think a small part of the edge has some little bit of rolling. It's definitely not a chip, unless it's not a chip detectable by my thumb, by my fingernail. Oh, I'll keep going and see. Where's that receipt paper? Oh, here's a piece of that. And I'm getting a little sweaty, so yeah, nice and clean cut still. So where's the rest of the damn thing? Oh, there it is. I'm looking at time. Still good, still 1 bar. There it is. I swear, holding the paper is probably trickier than get a sharp knife. Come on. There it is. So yeah. That's doing good. Here's swans from the earlier. Let's see if that do any better. Yep. Honestly, some of the snobbier people are like, oh no, if it doesn't like cut on contact, then it's like, yeah, I get it, but it's a very toothy edge. It's actually, there it is. There it grabbed a bit. I think there's a little bit of damage back there. A little bit. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of tearing and then cutting. So there's definitely some edge damage, and we're 7 feet in, so almost at end of it. So I say that's doing good. Plus it's a factory edge, so a toothy factory edge. That's, I probably won't have mine that toothy. So I do prefer a toothy blade over overly polished, but sometimes with some of my system it's just easier just go and do a full polish than try to keep it toothy. All right. 27. I do notice that it is having a little harder time getting through all the way, so I can either make multiple cuts or it's just catching almost to the very bottom. You know, at this point, is it really due to the tape or is it the edge? Yeah, just come on. Oh yeah, there's definitely something there stopping it. But overall, still, you know, that's still good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not promising at all. Oops. But it's going through the receipt paper. I guess this is a little stiffer receipt paper. I should try my Almar on that. Uh-oh. It's not biting into it. That's not dull by any stretch of imagination. I mean, let me see. Yeah, even that had the factory edge had a hard time trying to catch that. But it's not a super clean cut, but still pretty good. Alright, last foot. Last foot, and I still got battery. Yay, and how the hell am I 17 minutes in? Alright. Alright, that was 26. Actually, I didn't even like how that one felt. Actually, I thought the Almar felt better. But I feel like it has more to do with the edge right now. Just the factory edge is just so toothy. And you know, still, despite being thin behind the edge, it's actually, you know, fairly shallow if you can see it. Whereas in the cold steel ones, you know, it's about the same thickness, but you know, one's a hollow grind, and two, actually the edge was a little laid further back, so it probably made it. So you know, the actual apex is, you know, more like that, whereas in the T-90 is probably more like that. At least that's what it feels like to me. So that's not bad. I mean, I think most of it is good. And just that one little nick, whatever. The thing is, I'm not really feeling it, so it must be just a really light roll. I don't know. I'll keep cutting a little bit and see. Let's try to push cut. Yeah, it doesn't like to push cut like the Almar. Yeah, I have to struggle a bit now. I should have it right here. So, about right here. This thing will just, it'll just, you see, you can just tell by the sound of it. It just went through a lot easier. Much easier. So, geometry on that, and I think this is just because it's, the blade, the edge angle is probably a little steep or shallow. Whichever is above 20 degrees. You know, however way you want to look at it, because that's, oh, that did better. Oh, well, there, did better. So let's see. There's some damage. However, it means like, you know, this thing didn't exactly escape unscathed either, but. Hell, that's really good. Receipt. Yeah, I haven't touched anything. This is actually still from the last test. Wow. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm impressed. This, I'll probably have to revisit this, you know, because, oh hey, yeah, you see there's that roll right there on the edge where I caught. I mean, overall, it's pretty good. You know, it's still definitely a working knife. I mean, hell, you know, I mean, you see where that, you know, a little bit of edge damage is, but it's still, oops, yeah. I'm sorry if I went out of frame a few times. I have to reorientate myself every time, but I haven't got this down to a science yet. But still, you know, perfectly working knife. As you can see, after the 9 foot, I still can just kind of cut a bit. Is the M390? I'll probably have to test like a Benchmade or Spyderco with M390 on it to really verify. And I have to test it, you know, with one with a factory edge, which I don't think I own anything with a factory edge. Anything else? But I'll dig and see. And so yeah, you know, it's not bad. It definitely didn't impress me as much as the Almar. But, you know, then again, you know, I'm comparing almost something that's top of the line with M390 versus something what most people consider bottom of the barrel steel. That's actually a really, really cool, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Duality? No, just, you know, just opposite end of the spectrum. I'm a little disappointed with the T-90, to be honest. And actually, let me do my final count on how many cuts I did. But then, you know, even my disappointment, you have to take it with a grain of salt because, you know, it's the factory edge, and factory edges aren't exactly reliable. And I found that I managed to push a little bit more performance out of my own edges. Whether it's, you know, if it's done on a belt or it's done on, you know, by hand or angle sharpener or whatnot. So I made 3 more push cuts with that. So, whoops. So it's 281. It was 288 plus 3. So yeah, so 291 cuts is what I've done with this thing. So far, you know, it's, you know, by most standard, I think it's good. And yeah, this one kind of, I have to do more testing. I need more data points, but this is still interesting. You know, I'll still leave this up, you know, on, you know, YouTube or whatever, just as a data point too. This, you know, for what it's worth, you know, the 1 inch of it. You know, that's really all I have for today. I'm just gonna clean this mess up. But, you know, thank you for watching. You know, feel free to leave a comment or suggestion. If you have a different data point, please post them because I'm really curious to see. You know, because just more data points, the better. You know, it's just the nature of statistics. And, you know, I may have to revisit this one and test it without the factory edge. You know, I'll see. But yeah, thank you for watching, and until next time.